Yeah. Woohoo!
Wow, 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 wow. Yes! And everybody, welcome back to the Bump That podcast. If you don't know who we are, we've got Brian in this corner.
Heck yeah, my sister Katie.
We've got KT in this corner.
I also play the recorder.
Don't bring it out. No one wants to hear it. Uh-oh, she's bringing it out.
I'm bringing it
Son
out.
of a witch.
And I'm Ileana, your host, and we are siblings who have a love for all things nerdy, movies, video games, TV shows, all things of that sort, and decided to talk about it here on the internet with all of you people, and here you are listening. So, welcome. That was the Mario intro brought to you by the girl who's playing the recorder.
Gandalf?
You see, the thing is, this episode started off so peaceful, and then the recorder ruined it.
Gimli. Legolas?
He doesn't say Legolas.
I know.
He's just like,
No.
you guy.
Have you ever seen It's the Real? Where, like, they're like, the one time that Legolas actually speaks to
Frodo.
And you have my bow.
End of the movie. That's
Yeah.
it. And it's
No.
like, what the heck, man?
Oh man, there was a scene like that where it's like, about women though, and it's
Yeah,
like,
I saw that today. They're
Where
like, there's
the
only
two females that speak to each other. Where's Mama?
That's so good.
So Lord of the Rings wouldn't pass the Bechdel test then. It would fail on multiple
Yes.
fronts.
Yeah,
I know what you mean, yes.
that is hilarious. But
Oh well.
anyways, we did have a nice peaceful intro. Put the recorder down.
No.
Sam.
I need to clean it. I need to clean it so bad.
Oh my gosh. Katie, I need to do a show right now. You need to do a show.
Just destroying my dreams.
Anyways, welcome to Bump That. This is episode 131. I already did
Holy
the
cow.
intro, so we've got quite a show for you guys tonight. All right, the Video Game Awards were last week, okay? And did we not call it? We
called it, but there
We
were
called
some surprises.
Yeah, and what were those surprises?
Okay, so, there were some surprises where Alan Wake took some awards in places that I thought that Baldur's Gate would. Man, I'm not prepared at all. Let's look at the winners. Let's pull up these winners.
I'm glad that
Yeah, didn't
it
you
wasn't
create the
as
show doc?
obvious, you know?
What the heck, man?
That not all the winners were like Baldur's Gate, Tears of the Kingdom.
I was actually pleasantly surprised that there was a spread. Alright, so really quick, I'm going to go through these. Obviously, unless you're living under a rock or you're not a nerd, Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year.
Good for them.
Much
Baldur's
deserved.
And
Yes.
and the creator, did you guys see what he was wearing? That was
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
He's wearing like some like armor.
Knight's armor.
Knight armor, yes. That was super cool. I'm like,
Yes.
what a character.
He is definitely immersed in his craft. Absolutely. And then really quick, I'm going to speed run some of these. Player's voice, it went to Baldur's Gate 3. Let's see. Best adaptation goes to, which I was mad at this. Best adaptation went to The Last of Us. It beat out the Super Mario movie. And it's like, what do you have to do, Super Mario? Like, what do you have to do, Game of the Awards?
Was
Super
it the
Mario.
best adaptation?
It made $1 billion, and it was awesome. You take the Mario franchise, the Super Mario franchise, which is so crazy and off the wall, and you make a coherent story with it.
Yeah.
That makes $1 billion.
Dollars billion.
Dollars billion? Come on.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it deserved it.
That's fair.
not to downplay The Last of Us, but what does it have to do? What does the Mario movie have to do to be best adaptation?
And then we'll see with the Zelda movie coming up next.
I don't know.
So.
I thought The Last of Us, that adaptation is, it's not like a spot on mirror for mirror, but it's an artistic. It has more artistic merit, I think, than the Super Mario movie, which you could say is just. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Mario, but
it's expected.
It's catering. It's not it didn't take any chances with anything. Well, Last of Us is more artistic, I would say, you know.
No, if it followed the video game, then not really.
It's
following
like,
the video game.
It's like, would you say like Toy Story? I don't know why I'm just putting it in that perspective, but like Toy Story is a more artistic animated feature than anything that's based off of something, you know. I
get what you're saying. You're saying as opposed to like Flushed Away, where they're two respectable movies, but one is obviously better made. But it's like, what do you have to do, Super Mario? Like, what do you have to do?
It's like you just put in. It's not that there's not effort put into a Super Mario movie. I know there is, but it kind of writes itself.
It's expected. Well, it is very expected for what the source material is.
I think The Last of Us, you're like, we're going to take this video game, which is already very cinematic, and we're going to put it into a live action film and then adapt it. I think that's a lot more work to do that. If it's based on like the hours of film crew, CGI, practical effects, creating zombies and the acting, all that, the music, putting that all into a 7-hour HBO show.
And you're not using you're using actual sets too. You're having to make everything a set, you know. You're not just making this in a 3D rendered environment. It
stinks because you have a lot of good. It's almost like we're getting to the point where they're going to have to split it up between animated and live action, sort of how the Oscars do.
I will put it then maybe this way too then. Like, say for example, they make the God of War series or movie, you know, and they put that up against Mario.
Yeah.
And the God of War is probably in the same vein as The Last of Us. It's made very realistic, even though it's you know, fantasy and all that, everything. I'd feel like at the end, if it's still on the level, on par with The Last of Us, I'd be like, well, God of War is going to beat Mario for an adaptation every single time.
Yeah, that's super fair to say.
Then what I think should happen is I think we're getting to the age now where they're going to have to break it up because
maybe
live action, especially since for some reason only now, they are adapting video games into proper movies.
Or I'll put it to you this way then. Okay, check this out. So, whenever they're adapting Zelda, okay, we haven't heard a ton of rumors about Zelda, but say that they did an animated Zelda movie, you know, on like a Pixar style Zelda movie, and they put in a lot of work in creating the world, but they make it a little bit more serious. I feel that just Mario by itself, it's almost like a Muppet Babies kind of thing. A Muppets. It's just how much effort do you really put into that?
I see what you're saying, but that's why I think it should be broken up.
Oh, but
it
make a lot.
It probably won't, but it's like, okay, well then I can't stand a chance. Why are we even in this category? Just give them the award.
Or it's like the Mario movie would have to be like Citizen Kane, The Godfather.
Exactly.
It would have to be like the greatest thing.
It will
but
never be.
But I don't know if it would ever reach that.
No, it wouldn't.
No. But let's go ahead and move on to some other things. Here's where it was a shock to me. For best narrative, Alan Wake 2 won.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? Wowie zowie, oopie powie. Because narrative, I would think, would lean into Game of the Year. At least for the contenders.
I don't know. The Alan Wake fans, they're out there, and they are a rabid group too, though.
And here's what I found out. I did some research. The votes, the average Joe vote that you vote online is weighted 10% against a panel of 100 people within the
industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Peers.
So
like high ranking people. Yeah.
Critics, peers. Yeah.
So 10%. So that's not a whole lot, but I mean, I don't know.
It's enough for the Baldur's Gate people to do well, but then Spider-Man doesn't win anything.
Same thing happened to I know I bring this up a lot, but the same thing happened to Horizon Zero Dawn. You just can't compete with it. And they're not going to win anything.
It's just that fan base is much more vocal, outspoken than
which
your average Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn.
And it also depends on the availability of the game. If it's open to all platforms, including Steam, then more people are going to play your game as opposed to a console exclusive. Now, that's not always true. That's not always the case because you could argue Breath of the Wild won in 2017. But, I mean, that was a huge game. And, I don't know. But anyway, let's see. Who else won that was big? Family game, Super Mario Brothers Wonder took that away.
Told you.
What did music go to? That's something I'm actually really interested in knowing. I didn't watch.
Actually, I don't see it here on this list. Hold on one second.
Music, composers, anything. Hello. Music.
I'm looking.
Hurry.
I'm looking. I know.
Faster.
Score.
I gotta know.
2023. Let's see. Score.
Dang, they don't just have like the winners listed out.
They usually do. Hold on. La 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 la. You would think I would have all of this. Okay, let's see. Game of the Year's, Player's Voice, Best Game Direction, Best Art Direction, Best Score and Music goes to Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yay! Okay,
I didn't remember seeing that. I didn't remember seeing that, but it went to... and here was another shock. Best Audio Design went to a game called Hi-Fi Rush. That beat out Alan Wake 2, Dead Space...
Is that game even out yet?
Yes.
Oh, it is? Okay. I thought it was in
one It couldn't be nominated if it wasn't out. Okay. Alan Wake 2, right. Dead Space, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. This little game category? Called for Best Audio Design went to Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh. I've been watching Hunter play Dead Space, and that's pretty good.
Yeah. Crazy. But anyway, the big thing about the video game awards
was Timothée Chalamet, right?
No, shut your mouth. It was not.
He's the one who announced Game of the Year, and it's like, why is it Timothée Chalamet?
Okay, but that is part of the problem. There is a big hullabaloo right now in the community.
I know we texted about this earlier in the week.
Yes. Too. Okay, yeah. So there is a huge problem, and it is all over the internet about the Video Game Awards. And that is the fact they gave like 30 seconds to award winners to give their speeches, and then they started playing the music. And then you had all of these unnecessary celebrities sprinkled throughout the show, which made the runtime over 3 hours if you count the pre-show as well.
Wow.
It was so bad. And, I know people are trying to get their game out there. They have a lot of world premieres. But a lot of those world premieres, I think it was just for padding.
Yeah.
They're not really games that people are going to just be like, oh, wow, I'm going to go get that. It was just filled with a lot of celebrities, such as Matthew McConaughey. Let's see, we had Matthew McConaughey. We had Jeff Keighley's bestie, Hideo Kojima, with Michael Peel. They were...
Yeah, I saw them. But they're making a video game together, so it made sense.
Yes, however, no, but, big but, here's what the problem is. They took like 5 minutes talking about their upcoming game and how much they love each other.
Uh-huh.
But meanwhile, the actual winners, what we're all here for, they get 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
it's that kind of thing that was all over the Game Awards. And it was a big, big problem.
It's like, this is not E3. This is the Game
No,
Awards.
and they actually canceled the E3 for good. If you didn't get that announcement.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They dissolved it completely. Yeah, they dissolved it completely forever and ever.
Wow, that's crazy. Nintendo was like, we've been done with you guys for such a long time now. Like,
yeah, and so what happens now is the Video Game Awards have a big old monopoly on
game announcements and
game announcements, unless
play everything.
Yeah,
everything.
Everything, unless studios decide to do their own announcements, which Nintendo does.
Nintendo does do their own thing, and I'm glad they...
Yes, I'm very glad they do.
I'm glad they've stayed away, because that gives us the opportunity to focus solely on Nintendo whenever we need to, whenever they come about, and it makes it more special, because it's not mixed in with everything else, When they have their direct, and sure, it could be an indie showcase, it can be a mini direct, yeah, something like that. But the fact that they have a direct and they always save the best for last, and you could be like, oh, well, how good can it get? It's a Nintendo game. For those fans, it's great. So you don't have to sit through everything else to get what you want. You still have to sit through, oh, I have to watch Trombone Game for the Switch be announced. Boo, I don't want to watch the Trombone Game. But you still get stuff mixed in that most players play that are strictly for Nintendo. So if you're interested in other consoles and whatever, sure, you can watch their directs or their whatever you want to call it, commercials. So I'm kind of glad that they're splitting it up, because I don't want to watch a bunch of games be announced that I have no care for. So,
and with Nintendo, you can guarantee that there's at least one thing that will appeal to you.
Right.
There's something for everyone. With the Video Game Awards, you don't know what you're gonna get, and usually it's not anything.
And some of the performances I didn't watch this year's Game Awards because I was actually seeing Boy and the Heron while it was going on. We'll get to that in a little bit. But there have been years past where performances were super long. And I'm thinking specifically when Cyberpunk 2077 came out. And don't get me wrong, I love this singer. I listen to her music all the time. But Grimes, she makes some of the music in Cyberpunk 2077. But she had a whole orchestra, had a whole performance and everything. And it's like, why am I watching a concert right now? I don't want to be watching a concert. I want to watch people be awarded for their hard work. So, I don't know.
Now, there was a performance. Man, what is that game?
They're allowed to have the orchestra because they're playing the video game music, and that's flipping awesome. But I don't want it to become a spectacle of actors and, singers and other stuff like that. I want it to be focused on the video game.
Yeah, and there was a there was a piece of music that was performed live by golly, I can't remember what the name of the game is. It's not Hellraiser, but it was a oh man, it was a very pagan looking game. And the music
was that weird one that we had talked about before? Haven't we talked about that before in an episode?
It was a sequel. This is a sequel game. It's not Hellraiser, but I can't think of the name of the. Anyway, the performance that went.
Is it Hades?
No, it's not Hades.
Oh, sorry. Shut up, Ryan.
Golly, it'll hit me later. I'm sure. But anyway, it was really cool, and they were promoting their game, obviously.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind those kind of performances. I enjoy those kinds of performances. But when you're...
Don't make them long, okay? That's one thing. Make them snappy, because we want to get on with it. It doesn't need to be so long.
Yes, get on with it. Get on with it.
Or people are just not going to be tuning into the Game Awards. They're just going to be watching the highlights afterwards.
Yeah, or the bits that are there for comedic effect. For example, I love Gonzo as much as the next person, and it wasn't corny what they did with Gonzo. But
the great Gonzo?
Yes, but it just took too much time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we could be getting on with this, and I could go to bed at a decent hour.
Yeah. So, well, my last question about the Game Awards, and then we can move on, is did Pikmin 4 win anything?
You bet your sweet patookie it did.
Good! Oh my gosh, they deserve it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, what did they win? I think they won,
Strategy. That's what.
Strategy. Yes, they won best strategy.
I remember now. Strategy. You told me they won best strategy. And
yes,
good on
and good
them,
for them.
Because it is a strategic game. You have to think about what you're gonna do. That's the whole point of Dandori. Okay.
Not only that, but it's good for the franchise as a whole. You want them to win awards so that Nintendo will see there's value in these games that don't necessarily sell well. They're not going to hit that 10 million mark, but they are just as important as...
They're still a beloved game. They still have the fan base there. They might be older and they're sleeping, but it's not a slept-on game.
And it's a game that is beloved. And it is it's an IP that Nintendo owns.
And
they need to expand upon it.
Yeah, they need to do better with it because either give us more with an IP that you have already established, or you need to give us a new IP, which hasn't happened really since Splatoon. So
no, I could say that Astral Chain was their last big one.
Was it big? Oh, it did
was
make Game
big.
Awards last year.
No, Astral Chain came out years ago.
I thought it was last year.
No. Excuse me.
Sorry, 2020 really took a toll on matching everything together.
Yes. No, Astral.
Wasn't that 3 years ago?
Who knows at this point?
10 years now.
But Astral Chain was their last big original IP, and it sold pretty well for a title that was debuting on the Switch.
Right.
It sold well. So
even still, I don't know if Astral Chain is as big as Splatoon. So
no, not at all. But it has years on
like,
it. It has a few years.
They need to introduce something else, and it can't be the trombone game. It can't be a party game. It's got to be something story mode. That will get everybody going again. So
yes.
Nintendo needs that. But that is the Game Awards, so I hope that you all had put your predictions down in the comments and that you were pleasantly surprised. I was actually getting updates. It was really funny. As the Game Awards were going on, I kept getting updates from you guys in the comments being like, oh, they just won something! Oh my gosh, something happened! And so I got a comment saying, Baldur's Gate's not doing too hot. And then I was like, oh, you just wait. And sure enough, they got Game of the Year. So good on them. Thanks for commenting while you guys were watching. I love that you guys were thinking about us as guys were watching the Game Awards. So that was awesome. Anyways, moving on away from video games, let's move on to some movies, okay? If you are on the interwebs and you are maybe on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you might have seen this post floating around. And surprisingly, y'all shock me, but you guys thought it was real. No.
Who did?
Supposedly a lot of people.
You idiots.
Oh my gosh. The Land Before Time is not a remake being made by Pixar. Okay?
Come on,
it's not
grow
happening.
up, you guys.
It's not happening.
You guys are embarrassing.
I don't think Pixar would ever take a already established IP and be like,
it's not even a Disney entity. It's owned by Universal. Come on, you
right.
fools.
So I don't know how you guys were running with that narrative being like, is this real? Like,
no.
It looks bad, okay, people? The AI looks bad.
Come on, it makes me so
Confession. My husband was actually the one to inspire me to tell this to the world because he sent me a picture and he said, "Is this true?"
No, Wesley, don't believe everything you see
And I
online.
said,
That was something that was taught
No,
to
you
you
southern
in high
clam.
school.
It's not.
What'd you call
Come
him?
on.
A southern clam.
A southern clam. So, no, Toy Story 5 is also not happening. All right, that image was
I mean,
also
it is. It is.
and
but
not the image that we all saw,
No.
okay?
No.
There are like 3 different Jessies in that picture. It's like, what are y'all? The crooked eyeballs because of the AI generation. It's just like, if you look at some of the characters, they're all like swirls.
Hey, Woody, it's me, Jesse.
She's messy, not Jessie. Messy.
Oh my gosh.
Woody's Roundup?
There's a fight between. There's a fight between Jessie and Messy for Buzz's love.
Woody's, you have the actual Woody. Woody's Roundup, yeah, of course. Yeah, I got your Woody's Roundup right here. I made some methamphetamine out of it.
Oh, I thought you were going a
man.
different direction. That's fine too. That's good.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
So, Roundup.
Yeah, what the heck is that?
Get
You guys
it?
hear that? What is
What?
it? Thought I heard something.
No, I don't hear nothing. Was it the bull crap falling from the ceiling for all these AI generated Pixar movies?
No, it sounds like somebody's trying to start a fire or something.
Oh, that's Katie drawing. She's doodling.
Look at my
Anyways,
art.
these Pixar movies, do not be fooled. AI is taking over, and all of these movie posters are coming out. I even saw one that it was a Jesus Pixar movie poster. I'm like, that's not real, guys. Stop it. It's like of a little girl praying, and she's like looking away, and Jesus is behind her, and it was like the Holy or something. I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
stop. Pixar's not doing that.
I'm thinking of the trailer right now. Come with us to a time where magical things could happen 2,000 years ago.
Now, what would be?
Can say
Oh my
where
gosh.
the road
Stop.
goes?
Now, what would be
Are
such
you
a
hungry?
no?
I've got some fish.
No.
Only
No.
time.
Noah's Ark, the Pixar movie. All the animals can talk, and they're trying to distinguish.
And they
No,
all
that's
have like
a
New York
DreamWorks movie.
accents.
That's
That-
a DreamWorks movie, right
And
there.
they all have hey, how you doing?
Not DreamWorks,
Half of them
not-
are Jewish, you know.
Oh my gosh!
No,
the
it's,
rats from New York are Jewish, and then like, I don't know. There's some flamingos or something that are like Jamaican. I don't know.
No, that's a Blue Sky Studios production right there.
The
Blue
hippos
skies.
are obviously from Africa or something, and they're all conversing with one another, trying to figure out who's going to be eaten, who's going to be staying alive, or who from the village is going to represent their animal species.
Yeah, because only one male and one female. I
Right.
don't even like him. What?
But
Right.
then you have that, to be inclusive, you have that one gay toucan.
No, you can't procreate. That doesn't work. So yeah, no, those AI generated Pixar movie posters aren't real. Stop believing everything you see until you see a reputable source posting about a movie poster. Don't believe it, okay? Just saying.
Yeah.
Or if you hear,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead, Brian.
No, I'm saying, you know what? Everybody's saying Bill Belichick is gonna retire or quit the Patriots at the end of the year. Don't believe it until you see it. It's the same thing, man. Sports.
He's still going strong.
No, they're 3-11.
Yeah, they're pretty
I
bad
think.
right
They're
now.
pretty
No.
bad.
I'm saying he is. What, you think he's gonna die?
No.
He's just, I don't know. Just wait and see. Wait and see.
You think he's gonna retire?
Let's just move on.
You think he's gonna be gone? What about
if
your
you
boy
don't-
Joshua Dobbs? Is he gone?
Yeah, he got benched, man.
He's done?
That's over. Pumpkin. He turned back to a pumpkin. It's over.
No.
If you don't hear it from us, it's not true.
Yeah, put it that way. Heck
Ooh,
yeah.
that's good.
I like that.
Speaking of, hit that subscribe button while you're listening. Go
Beat
down
that subscribe button in the face.
there, beat it up as if you're beating Alan Wake. Yeah.
You know
Well,
what?
then-
Let's just move on.
No, with a name like that, he deserves to get punched in the face. Okay, Alan Wake. What is that? Go punch the subscribe button as if you're punching Alan Wake in the face. Okay? And now we'll move on. So, staying on topic with movies, Amy Winehouse is the next star to, I don't know what word that is. I'm sorry, I can't read. Posthumously?
Posthumously.
What does that mean?
It means after you die.
Isn't it the guy that sings that song?
Just shut up. No, stop.
I think
Oh my
thinking better
god.
now.
Everybody,
better-
if you click off now, I don't blame you.
Are you talking about Post Malone?
Yes. What the heck?
Posty! He sings that Sunflower song.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Anyways,
Gosh.
Amy Winehouse. I'm gonna skip what she says here, Katie.
Posthumously.
She's going to be receiving a biopic titled Back to Black. It is set to come out in 2024. Okay, so next year.
That's gonna be a sad movie.
Just drugs galore, bro.
Right.
It's
But
gonna
I
be
wonder
awful.
how they're gonna do it.
Drugs galore, bro.
I don't think they're gonna go out. They've got to do it a tasteful way. It can't just be like, ooh,
No,
injection,
they go hardcore.
And she
They go
didn't
hard
die.
into painting these movies.
She didn't die from drugs. She died of alcohol poisoning. True story.
Like how Brian and I are just like looking, like that. That's a type of, I
What?
don't know.
I'm not drunk. I'm not gonna die for drinking.
Listen, don't talk about her. That I love Amy Winehouse.
Don't
I
tell
love
me
Amy
what
Winehouse.
to do, man.
Oh, no.
That was a sad loss. She joined the 27 Club.
Every rock star that died because of drugs or alcohol
Or
is sad.
suicide.
You know, it's always sad, but it's kind of the name of the game. You
Yeah.
know, it's just at the end of the
Still sad.
day, there's so many more like them. I mean, there's always going to be. I mean, musical biopics are great, you know, but they're just, you know, they're like warnings, you know, like,
Yeah, like a constant reminder. Hey,
you know.
this is a thing that happens in Hollywood. Stay out. Be careful.
It'll still be sad. I'm not looking forward to it.
It's
Actually,
just, I mean, it's so sad since, I mean, I don't even know if that girl cracked 30 years old. You know?
Well,
she
it's
did
all-
not. I
She
just said
didn't?
she joined
Yeah.
the 27 Club. She died when she
Oh,
was
yeah.
27.
It's
Super young.
also
Yeah.
like a reminder for us people who wish and aspire to like I wish I was a Hollywood actor, or I wished I was born in Hollywood to live
I wish
that
I was
lavish
born.
lifestyle. I wish I was born.
I wish I was
Um,
born.
To be like, this is the life they live. It's
Well,
miserable,
for one thing, you gotta have talent,
right?
you know, and obviously most of these people
and then
do
you're
have
abused.
talent.
You're abused after that.
Or I don't know. There's all different kinds. you know.
Abused, exploited, whatever you want
It's
to call
like
it.
it's like you guys ever see Dewey Cox?
No.
No, I know what it is, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the same thing that happens in every musical biopic. There's some tortured backstory to them. You know,
Right.
they're about to give like the performance of their life, and they have a flashback to their entire childhood when they were abused or went through some hardcore poop or whatever. And then somebody's like, "Hey, you're about to perform. Try this." You know, no, I don't know if I should. Oh man, it'll take you places you won't even believe. Okay. They
Yeah.
give the performance of a lifetime. They're like just geniuses,
And then
creative
you got
geniuses.
Elvis, Michael Jackson, all sorts of other people who just turn
Yeah.
out nut jobs.
Oh man, maybe I should quit. Nah, I'm too far ahead. I'm in too deep, bro.
Keep going. I'm reliant now.
Oh, I know I can't quit. I can't let down my fans. Oh well, bottoms up.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing, and it's gonna be with her, and it's be like, wow, what a performance! Look how much weight she lost. She sang so well. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's been going on for a long time, but I love these movies. I love musical biopics. I love seeing the creative process, and if they always do that right, then I think that's a big part of it.
Also gives a peer into somebody's life that always looks so glamorous and isn't. So
I mean,
it makes them real. It makes them people.
To me, that's the best musical biopics are the ones where we get to go behind the scenes of how the performer were able to create exquisite music. When you
Right.
watch Elvis, what inspired him? When you watch Ray with Jamie Foxx, how did Ray Charles, mix R&B and gospel to create this whole new sound that nobody was doing?
So out of artists who are actually still living, when they have passed, who do you think would be a candidate to receive a biopic?
They're supposed to have been they've been talking for years about a Jimi Hendrix one.
Okay.
People have been talking about a Jimi Hendrix movie forever. Keith Moon of The Who, he was supposed to get one a long time ago. Still haven't done that one. Katie,
you've got instrument. You've got.
what's the
music.
guitarist guy from Texas? What's his name? Stevie
Oh,
Ray Vaughan. Stevie
yeah.
Ray Vaughan. One about him. Yeah.
So you think, okay, mostly rock stars will be the ones to get the biopics?
I don't know.
Probably because they're the most popular ones and wild.
Yeah.
Notoriously wild.
I mean, they did. Yeah. Speaking of Notorious, they did Notorious.
Yeah.
B.I.G.
A few years back, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get a Tupac one day.
I just listened to a biography of Tupac. That is quite fascinating. He
Yeah.
actually was quite fascinating.
Yeah, truly. Bob Marley would be cool.
Yeah, he's getting one already.
Is he?
Yeah, called One
Yay.
Love or something like that. That's the
Oh,
name of the
yeah.
movie. I
Cool.
actually just saw the trailer this week. One Love. I think that's the name of the movie. Katie, can you verify that? The Bob Marley movie?
On it!
I'm pretty sure that is the name of it. One Love. Bob Marley movie. And that's coming out in 2024 as
It's
well.
true! It's true! It's called One Love and it's coming out in 2024.
Okay, look at me. I
Look at you,
I
man.
did my homework. Perfect.
Doing your job.
Yep. So, all right. Bob Marley is another one. So, Amy Winehouse 2024. Will you guys be watching it? Also, is it coming to theaters? Hopefully, not just to streaming.
I believe it's coming to theater.
Okay. Will you be watching it, Brian?
Yeah, I enjoy these films.
Okay. Okay.
Release date January 12th, 2024.
In theaters?
It doesn't say that, it's just streaming, so I'm gonna assume that it's coming to theaters.
Okay. Well, then there we go. All right. So, Bump That will be there for that one. And Bump That was there for this one. I saw Boy and the Heron. I think it was last week Thursday. Yes, last week Thursday. Oh my gosh, Miyazaki at his best. You know how they always have those stupid little quotes on movies from the New York Times and Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like, we give it 5 stars. This was the best performance of their career, blah, blah, blah. Those type of like cheesy headlines. Well, this one is Miyazaki at his best. Okay, that is the headline for that one with, in quotations, Ileana Kinberg. That's me. So that's what that one's going to say for me. What a trippy ride that movie is, okay? I will say my one, my one negative is that it takes a long time to build up. You're watching this little boy remember and be a little bit terrorized, I guess, by his memories of his mother in this fire. And it just takes a long time to build up where he needs to be. So you're watching very slow scenes of him go through the countryside, meeting his new mother, and going to this new town. And it's just very, very slow paced. And then it picks up and you're just thrown everywhere like crazy. And it was so much fun, okay? The only thing I'm going to say about this movie is breathing parakeets. Just listen to them. Just listen to the parakeets breathe, okay? And watch them. They're hilarious. Okay? I want everybody to go watch this movie. However, I told Brian before we started, this is not a movie really to take your children to, okay? Miyazaki has made wonderful films like Kiki's Delivery Service, Ponyo, Totoro, very child-friendly movies. Maybe still confusing for children to watch, but just as exciting and fantastical. But then Miyazaki has movies like Princess Mononoke. Oh gosh, what are some of his other horrifying ones? Even Spirited Away, I would say, is a little bit like in some scenes.
Spirited Away is very scary.
Yeah, and then you've got this movie where not everything is scary. A lot of it is confusing. And there are some like type scenes, you know, where you're like, oh my gosh, what am I looking at right now? Visually, that is disturbing. So not a movie to take your children to. One, I think they would just be super lost because of the writing of this movie. You're not going to understand what's going on unless you understand Miyazaki himself and the studio and the products and the stories that he's made. This is his story. And I knew that going in because reviewers were like, oh, this is Miyazaki's most personal story. And after watching it, I'm like, yeah, it is. It's solely about his legacy. And I think that's a really interesting thing to think about. So definitely go give this movie a watch if you're if you're craving a fantastical fun movie and wanting to see something absolutely crazy. Definitely go watch this one. But viewer discretion is absolutely advised with taking your children.
Was it in English or Japanese?
I saw it in English, and you can choose. The theaters show both. But I'm always a fan of the actors Ghibli chooses, and this was a star-studded cast. Okay, I don't have my phone on me, but I gotta look this up right now. Okay, let's see. Boy and the Heron English cast. All right? Just listen to this list of actors. You've got, let's see. I need English. That's Japanese.
You got Christian Bale
She's got it.
as Shoichi Maki. Gemma Chan as Natsuko.
Yeah.
Robert
Natsuko.
Pattinson as the Grey Heron.
That truly was shocking, y'all. You can't hear his voice at all. I was like, who was Robert Pattinson? He's the friggin' Heron.
You have Mark Hamill as Grand Uncle. Karen Fukuhara as Lady Hime. Florence as Kiriko. Willem Dafoe as Noble Pelican.
Yes, the Pelican.
Dave Bautista as the Parakeet King.
Yes.
Additional voices in The Boy and the Heron. You have Mamoudou Athie, Tony Revolori, and Dan Stevens.
Yeah. So, just star-studded cast. Christian Bale is a huge fan of Ghibli movies, and he's already been a main character voice in one of them before. So I'm glad they brought him back as Shoichi. Dave Bautista, love that he's the Parakeet King. That's awesome. Okay? I don't know who Gemma Chan is. I'm sorry. She plays Natsuko. William Dafoe, awesome. Mark Hamill, yes. Robert Pattinson, yes. So just awesome cast.
Gemma Chan was in Brian's favorite movie, Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, Gemma Chan is awesome.
That's funny.
She was also in
great.
Eternals,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel from 2019, and everyone's favorite, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Ah, okay.
Ooh, that's not good though.
Yeah, Raya. So I'm glad they had amazing voice actors to make this movie because it all worked. None of the voices stood out like, oh, that's a bad voice acting choice, that's a bad acting job, nothing like that. Everything flowed. It was beautiful visually, absolutely stunning. The story was Miyazaki's story and his entire legacy. So it was just so much fun to watch. I felt bad for Hunter and my friend's husband who were with us because my friend Jesse and I are giant nerds and we love Miyazaki movies. So we knew exactly what was going on and we pieced more and more together as the movie went on. But I feel like the guys were like, what the heck are we watching? Because if you're just watching it as a surface level movie, you're like, the heck is going on? It's an adventure movie and you're being thrown in different locations left and right and you just are like, I can't follow this. So super fun, super exciting. Go give it a watch. And that's that.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, just don't take your
Excellent work.
children. Just don't take your children. Anyways, moving on, we have a passing away. I actually don't know who this person is. Katie, can
Dang,
you
man, what the
help
heck?
us out?
I know, man. What's wrong with you?
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
Who is it? Inform me.
I can't believe it. It was shocking. Shocking.
Katie,
so
who
young.
is it?
61
How do
years
you
old.
Andre Brower.
Yes.
Brower?
Nailed it.
Yes. Okay, so passing away, Andre Brower. He was the captain in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
No! The black
Yeah.
guy?
Oh, come on.
Ileana.
Are you
Oh my
serious?
lord.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dang, dude.
No!
Didn't you do your homework?
No,
Apparently
I
not.
Don't
sorry,
you
you
watch
had to send it to
anything?
my
Never,
parents' email.
ever she does.
No, really? He passed
Yes.
away?
All
Yes.
you do is watch The Boy and the Karen.
The
I
boy and the
know.
Karen? Excuse me?
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
He was also
so
in.
funny.
Yes, he was also in media like The Good Fight, BoJack Horseman, New Girl, Law and Order, SVU.
The thing that I'm
House.
gonna remember him the most his very first movie, one of my favorite movies, top 20 all time. He was in Glory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, they kind of steal the show with the movie, but he's in there too, and his performance is just as good.
Great actor.
He's just overshadowed by Denzel and Morgan. But
Who did he
he's
play
in there.
Glory?
He played the Matthew Broderick's friend. They were like childhood
Oh,
friends.
okay,
He was,
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah,
born
yeah.
free. He never was a slave, but he enlisted to fight for because
Yeah.
the black people could enlist. So he was the very first volunteer, but he was kind of raised like in a home, and he was educated and everything. So all sorts of like physical labor was new to him. So he kind of had it raw. But I mean, his performance is up there with Denzel and Morgan and Matt Broderick.
He's a great actor.
Yeah,
It's so
Excellent
sad.
actor, an actor's actor all the way.
Truly so sad. I didn't know him by name, unfortunately. So that is so sad. I loved him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was so funny. That's a hilarious show.
Yeah, he's great in that show. He's outstanding.
So funny. He's always so serious, but whenever they need him to be funny, it's just like he just cracks it and you're like, I love this guy.
He's one of those actors where he can do it all. He can do dramatic performances, but if he needs to do comedy, he can just nail it at all different points. You know, he's just excellent.
We love a versatile actor. So that is a sad day.
Yes.
61
It
years old.
says-
It's
It says that
still.
this comes from the New York Times that he had a brief illness, but that illness is not disclosed.
yeah, that's just
Dang.
rough.
That is not good.
No.
So I wonder, and I hope, I mean, it's horrible that he is the last famous of this year to pass, because it's already been quite a year of losing
It
Yeah,
has
so
been.
actors and
And
actresses.
look at Betty White a few years ago. She died like on what, New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Um,
On the
Now,
eve
Dick-
of her 100th birthday.
Yeah, like 2
I thought
days
it was like
before her
April
100th
Fools or something.
No, yeah.
Oh, that would be horrible.
Dick Van Dyke just turned 98 as of yesterday.
Oh my gosh. How old
Yep.
is Julie Andrews?
She's old too.
Oh.
Yeah, she is too.
Y'all, I'm getting nervous.
She's got to be 90.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe like
Julie
88.
Andrews. Oops. Let's see. She is 88 years old.
Yeah, nailed it.
88. Yeah.
Wow.
88.
That's
So,
wild.
Yep. Yep.
Well, all right, it is time for us to jump into the chunk zone.
That's so chunky.
Okay, all right, that was like, I felt the cobwebs in that one. I saw a little spider.
I've been to the doctor. I've taken medicine. This is really hard.
You have mold in your classroom. You're allowed to be sick.
I do.
Anyways. So, we're going to be talking about wishes for the next year. All right, whether it's television, movies, video games, or
Wait,
sports.
does this have anything to do with the recently Disney film Wish? Does it have anything to do with that? Okay, because we all know that
All right. What are some of your wishes for the following year? Or
Never to see
what are
Wish.
some predictions? But let's start with wishes first, okay? What do you wish will come out? Whether it's from any of those things. I know what Katie's dreaming for. Donkey Kong.
I'm
Donkey Kong.
dreaming
Donkey Kong.
of some Donkey Kong.
Donkey
yes.
Kong.
I am, and this is also kind of a prediction, because I think it will happen, is that next year, the year of our Lord and Savior, in 2024, it's going to be the year of Donkey Kong. It'll be the 30th anniversary of Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. We already have some things confirmed. such as the Donkey Kong area being opened up in Nintendo World, which may not seem like a lot, but compounded with other Donkey Kong related news, I think we can see it.
Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. Yeah.
All right, so that's my first one. But Brian, what are some of your wishes?
I was gonna say, be careful what you wish for, because you can get a Donkey Kong game and it could suck.
Absolutely.
Eggs.
Well, that's just like for anything. You can wish for like Toy Story 5 to be the most magnificent masterpiece you've ever laid your eyes on. But that doesn't necessarily make it frickin' so. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is, I don't know, we'll see. I just like being the bearer of bad news.
No, and I have a feeling that I actually have my bar set pretty low, to be honest. Because if it's a 2D Mario or Donkey Kong game, it's not what I want. I don't want a 2D Mario. God dang it. It's not a 2D Donkey Kong game. I don't want a 2D Donkey Kong game. I want an open world Donkey Kong game. And if I get an open world Donkey Kong game, it's probably going to be subpar. It's going to be subpar.
If you got a Donkey Kong Country game on the level of Tears of the Kingdom, would you be...
I would foam at the mouth.
I
would be...
You should never ask for anything ever again.
I won't. I would be like that guy from Avatar. Ah! Ah! I can't do it right now.
You sounded like that gummy bear from Robot Chicken stepping on the...
Yeah. What the beep, 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 beep. Well, I guess there's no option but to choose their leg off of the bear trap.
Yeah, that's exactly what you sounded like.
I taste delicious.
So, Brian, do you have a wish?
Yeah, I'm wishing, and I don't think it's going to happen, but I wish, though. I wish that Mass Effect 4 would come out anytime in 2024. Definitely be available for PlayStation 5, because I plan on getting that hopefully this year, or 2024, so that'll be really cool. We'll see. They didn't have any Mass Effect news at the Game Awards, did they? I didn't hear anything.
No.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be 2025 before we even get anything, but I mean, I'd love that. I'd love that. So that's my video game wish, I guess.
Okay. All right. This one is a wish for sure, and I know it would most likely not come true. But seeing how we just got one of their biggest games. But I wish for a Twilight Princess-esque video game, okay? That video game is story-driven. It is dark. And I wish for something like that. Again, because that is my favorite video game of all time. And I miss that feeling, whether it be they do an HD remake, which I doubt would happen because they already did it for the Wii U, but if they could release that on the Switch, that would be great. Or if they could give us a new one, which I know won't happen, but you can wish. So that would be my wish, because I want desperately to play another game like that again.
Yeah, and I think they'll go back to more linear Zelda games as opposed to open world.
I don't think they'll keep doing it. It's too much. It's too expensive.
Well, not only that, I've used this analogy before, where it's like eating gourmet meals every day. You're gonna get tired of them, and you want just something a little bit more simple.
Gosh,
that you can
I
come
just want
to.
boxed mac and cheese and some air-fried chicken nuggets.
Yeah, just some dino-shaped chicken nuggies. And I think there's a good chance that we can get something similar. In fact, I bet you it would be something more like A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
which came out on the SNES, which is an excellent game.
But I don't think it would be that one because they've already made a remake.
Of A Link to the Past? No.
I thought they did an HD remake and brought it to the Switch.
Are you thinking of Link's Awakening?
Maybe that's it.
They did Link's Awakening, but not A Link to the Past. Unless I'm mistaken. But, because I have Link's Awakening, but not A Link to the Past. But anyway, a prediction of mine, if I might jump in, is that Nintendo obviously is going to reveal their new console at the beginning of the year, and that they're going to have 2 launch titles.
Bum, 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 bum.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
Wait a minute.
not.
You're saying the new console's coming out next?
Yeah, it's gonna come out next year, at some point.
No news yet. No news.
No, there's not of
nothing concrete.
As of December 13th of 2023, there has been no concrete news of the new console.
Nintendo Direct tomorrow.
Yeah,
Dropped everything.
For real. Jeez.
Shadow drops a new Switch.
We'll just cancel this whole video right now. But no, I think that in March, I think they will have a direct that they will say it's going to come out holiday of 2024, and that there are going to be 2 launch titles with it. It's going to be Metroid Prime 4 and some new Mario. So that there will be... Yeah. Well, maybe. It'll be something Mario. Something huge of Mario. And they will have...
That would be flipping awesome.
That would be amazing. That would be incredible. That would be incredible.
I would be like, no way!
Yeah.
No way!
And I think that they would have 2 launch titles for a little bit of diversity.
Because they've always done, comes with Mario Kart. Yay! But not this time. I don't think it can be this time. Because Mario Kart's not new at all.
No, and they're not going to do anything with Mario Kart because this one, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, is still running strong.
Yeah. As
far as online support, they're not going to do anything. We're not getting a new Mario Kart until like 2026 or 2025.
How about a new Smash Bros. Or something?
No, because that one also that one is also still going strong with online support, and they're still releasing amiibo for it.
And
in fact,
the creator burnt out.
Yeah, he's taking break. He's making
YouTube videos.
Yeah, he's making YouTube videos, which I've watched them, and they're very charming.
He said, I need a break. So,
rightfully so, he needs a break. And the new Sora amiibo is coming out early next year. So they still have support. So it's not going to be a Smash game.
New Kingdom Hearts game. You said Sora. New Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my gosh. That's not what I'm saying.
New Kingdom Hearts.
No. But that's my big prediction is that we'll get a reveal in March for a holiday of 2024, and it'll come out with 2 titles.
Are they calling it like?
No, they haven't named it yet.
Rumors. Switch 2.
It's just called Switch 2. It's sort of like how before it was the Switch, it was known as oh my gosh, I called it for a long time. What was it called? Nintendo Switch Project. What was it called? Project title. It wasn't Project Diva. Oh my gosh. Anyway. What was it called? Oh.
I have no idea.
It was called NX. That's right. It was the NX. I remember that.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are they gonna do? How are they gonna do it? I gotta know.
There's talk of which this doesn't really mean anything, but Nintendo has been filing patents for 2 screens.
We're
So
going
it's
back
almost
to DS days, baby.
it looks like it, where it is a collapsible screen
Bring on Nintendogs.
that also oh my gosh, that also has the capability to house your Joy-Cons.
Oh my gosh. I would
But
just,
that doesn't mean anything.
I would
Doesn't mean anything.
blow up.
I just want online. I just want online and the capability to stream.
Yeah, internet access, stuff like that. They gotta make
Yeah.
it.
Come on.
I don't know.
Even the Wii had access to Netflix.
The DSi had access, and that was a teeny
Yeah.
tiny little thing.
That's
So,
right.
come on, we gotta make it. If you're gonna make this new, I'm surprised it still doesn't have anything like that on it. It had Hulu,
Yeah.
and that was it. That was as far as it got. So,
Yeah.
oh man. All right, Brian, do you have anything else? Maybe movies or TV shows, predictions or wishes?
Okay. Another thing I wish for.
Wish.
I know we saw the trailer last week. For Furiosa. I'm just wishing that it is as good. I don't need it to be better. I just want it to be as good as Fury Road. I would think I would be really disappointed because Fury Road blew me away in everything, and it was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in a movie theater. And and that was the first like Mad Max movie I'd ever saw ever. So that was my first time going into that world, and so I was just loved it 100%. So I'm hoping that the sequel is just as good. I don't need it to be better. I just want it to be, because Fury Road is one of the greatest movies ever made, period. So just I hope Furiosa is excellent.
Yeah, okay. All right, for me, I'm hoping Star Wars takes a backseat this year. I don't want anything from Star Wars.
Wow.
I want them to take a backseat to look at their franchise and to stop and think, because I think they're going too far away and beyond, that they just need to put it on hold. They need to write good stories and good plots, okay? Because there have been too many shows coming out from the Star Wars franchise that I'm like, what are you guys doing? Do you even know what your story is? This is all so, I don't know, messy. It's muddy. It's not right, okay?
What's it leading to? Yeah.
So I just don't like what they're creating. Everything is so muddy. And I want them to have clear paths with their storylines. And I just want them to pause. So that's my wish for Netflix. No, not Netflix. I'm sorry. Disney Plus, is that Star Wars takes a break.
Yeah, I agree. I think you might actually get that wish.
I hope so.
You could say the same for Marvel.
Yes,
and DCEU.
Yes, they
DCEU
all
especially.
need to stop. I know they need money because
Franchise fatigue maybe has really set in with everything.
I think that's it, because they're making these movies that feel so convoluted, that feel so like muggy and misty, where you're like, what point are you trying to make now with your movies? Where are we going with these stories? And I think they're losing the point. And they're making so many that we can't keep up. The storylines don't make sense. And I think they need to take a step back, put everything on a giant board, and say, is this a straight story? Does it make sense? Is it interesting? Because I think they're losing it. So we can talk all day about, we want more. I wish I had more of my favorite thing. But do you want more bad? I want more that's good. So I need them to stop making more and make good. If that all makes sense.
We need a new SpongeBob movie.
I don't think that's the answer. I would disagree with that one. They've made 2 in the past couple years.
They made 3.
I thought they made 3.
Was it 3? Gosh,
They've
right.
made 3.
now.
So they've made 3.
And I haven't even seen the other 2.
No. And I think often about the first one. Who blew this bubble? Which one of you blew it? Because
Isn't
we
that
got
movie
a
like
rule
80
around
minutes
here
long?
about blowing bubbles. Yeah.
Gosh. I think
And
you
I
know
know-
that a little too well.
I know I'm in the minority about this too, though, but I want a good Star Trek movie. And I know I'm the only
No, that's
one.
fine.
I think you're
That's-
fair in
that's
saying
fair.
that.
I want a Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, the
Another,
Kelvin.
yeah, another one of theirs.
They need to make one more good one.
Yeah.
And I know Zoe Saldana, she's sick and tired of the franchises. She has the franchise. She's in Avatar, the Star Treks, the Guardians. But
That's a lot.
I know she's crazy awesome, you know,
Yeah.
but she's great. But I want her to do at least one more. We need one more I want Simon Pegg there and everything. I want Carl Urban as McCoy. Just one more. I know the one kid, he passed away, but
Yeah, they could. I could stand to watch another one of those movies. I liked them, and
yeah,
I'm not a Star Trek fan at all, and I enjoyed watching them.
But I like Chris Pine's Kirk, and I like
Yeah.
Zachary Quinto's.
I would
great
would
Spock.
like it if they jump forward a little bit and he's more mature, because his Captain Kirk has always been very immature and very what is that word?
Brash?
Impulsive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So if they can give him a mission that makes him responsible for once.
Yeah, and I know at one point Tarantino, he was talking about making a Star Trek film, and I think that would be really. I would love to have seen that.
A
come to the light of
Tarantino,
day.
so this could be bloody.
It would have been a lot of talking. And by the way, Katie, Tarantino's final movies that come out this year. His final film, the 10th film.
I
He's
believe
done?
so. I believe so.
It's called The Critic,
And he's throwing in the towel. He's not.
and
making
then he's
movies
done.
anymore?
He said he's only doing. The 10th film is his last film. He will retire after that.
Wow, how he's not that old. He's just
No,
done.
he's
No,
not.
but
He's
it's
just,
like-
it's kind of his deal. He doesn't want to be like Spielberg or Scorsese, cranking out movies well into his elder age.
Oh, I think there's something so beautiful about that, though. I love
how Clint Eastwood is 95 and still making movies. you know,
Yeah,
it's
I
Good
great.
love
movies.
that Spielberg
Yeah.
has
Good
made
movies.
masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece. Well,
I heard a
into
fun-
older age now.
I heard a fun fact about
Well,
Steven
I'm sorry,
Spielberg.
but
and
John Williams is still making music. Okay, he's still
Yeah.
going.
Hey, don't jinx it.
I heard a cool thing actually this morning about Jaws. When Spielberg met with John Williams and said, "Hey, we're making this shark movie. I need you to compose some music," and he's like, "I'm on it." And so he played the music, for Spielberg on the piano. He just played those 2 notes, and Spielberg thought he was joking, and he actually laughed at him. And he's like, "What is this?" He's like, "This is the music." Spielberg actually wanted like swashbuckling music because it's a tale of them. Yeah, it's a tale of these 3 guys in the ocean going to search for this shark and kill it.
I think there are parts of the movie, there are sequences where that swashbuckling heroic music comes in, actually.
Yeah.
When they're on the boat and they're like chasing the shark, that you hear that. And
The music is so iconic, though. Like, just hearing it in your brain right now, like when it crescendos up too, it's like that, the da-da-da.
And so Spielberg said, "All right, well, we'll do it with test audiences." And test audiences, when they heard the music crescendo, da-da-da, Ba, 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 ba. The audience started screaming
That's awesome.
because they were afraid, and so Spielberg is like,
You're hired.
yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it.
That's
a
awesome.
cool story.
And I
Good move.
love stuff like that. So to hear Quentin, who's made amazing films that are just like, whoa, that's crazy.
I think he wants to go out on a high note. He doesn't want to,
Yeah,
leave on a bad note.
that's fair. All right. Anybody else got any predictions or wishes for the year, and then we'll close out.
I think the middle part of the year is gonna be a lull. You're not gonna see anything come out in the middle of the year. You're gonna see everything at the end of the year.
Holidays.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna be awesome then for the holidays next year, because right now we're in the lull right now for holidays. There's not really anything.
Whoa!
No, she's right.
There's nothing.
She's right.
What video game is out right now that is?
Movie-wise, Wonka is the highlight of the year, and then it's dead. There's nothing else. Migration.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, you're right.
You've got
you're
Migration, Boy of the Heron, which is not even doing. I mean, it's not.
It is number one in the in North America right now. It is actually number one.
It made
for
10
them.
million, which is
12
great for
million.
that. Great for
Great.
that,
Yes.
but it's not any. I
Uh-huh.
mean, it's not.
Right. It's not the Barbie movie, so
No.
it
thing was-
is slow. And video game wise as well, you had Mario Wonder, and what else?
Spider-Man 2. That should.
And that's it.
One thing worth mentioning is that God of War Ragnarok has
DLC?
free DLC coming out this Friday, and that is incredible. That is actually like a ballsy move, and I'm very pleased. Thank you, Santa Monica Studios. For doing that. That's
So,
incredible.
I'm with you saying that. I'm like really excited for this time next year when Christmas is coming around, and on every kid's wish list is the Switch 2. The Switch 2.
Yeah.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be so exciting. I want the new
Switch
Mario
2
game.
for $699.
I'm
Oh my
paying
gosh.
it. I'm saving my money now.
Yeah, save it now.
Oh, take my money, Nintendo. So I really, really hope that's what
Switch 2 Pro.
Switch
$999.
the
Oh my gosh.
extra large
No thanks.
Switch 2 XL. Yeah, there we go. So I guess that's it for this week's episode. Let us know down in the comments what some of your wishes are for the following year and what some of your predictions are. Did you match with ours? Did you disagree with ours?
Oh, Guitar Hero returns.
Guitar
Oh my
Hero?
gosh.
Guitar Hero
Stop.
comes back.
That would be something.
I think
Oh
it's
my
coming back.
Lord.
It's supposed to be coming back.
No.
I loved those games.
They're
growing
gonna
up.
make a cheap guitar for the new consoles, and it's gonna.
They're
Oh my
awesome. They're so much
gosh.
fun.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Maybe I can see it doing for VR, doing some way for VR, but no.
Nintendo.
Not for regular.
Dogs. Bring it back. Anyways,
Nintendo lizards.
yes,
What
chameleons.
the freak?
Anyways, we've got Brian in this corner.
Ah, yes, my own gecko. What I always wanted.
What's his name?
Gecky.
We've got KT in this corner.
I'm getting back in line.
What's your gecko's name?
My gecko would be Hubert.
And I'm Ileana, your host, with a gecko named Pinto, wanting to know what you'd name your gecko in the new Nintendo Geckos game.
That's not a euphemism.
Nope. And that's all for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you all in next week's episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Geckos.